Oh, all right. Introduction wise, thank you for whoever's watching the VOD. We're playing Songs of Six today. It is probably one of the coolest city builders I've ever played. There was this little like indie darling that came out of nowhere about a decade ago now called Banished. Super simple, super clean, uh, very intricate and very difficult little um, city builder where you had to balance all these different things at once. And the beautiful part of the simulation was if anything started to go wrong, like 12 other things would start to go wrong. And there was something compelling about balancing those spinning plates, if that makes any sense. That game was very compelling to get it all going, and honestly, like I'd say, Banished was pretty much a perfect video game for what it was. The only flaw that it had, if it had any at all, was that there wasn't enough of it. And this game fixes that in spades. Like whoever thought I'm gonna make another Banished and I'm gonna make it just more, I mean, perfect. Perfect idea. I'm sure there was a lot of strategy gamers, city builder lovers, anybody that touched Vanished and knew it was something special. Oh man, like, they're gonna love this. Um, I'm excited for anybody who hasn't discovered this yet. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it has a wide enough appeal to blow up like a Stardew Valley kind of thing, because it's not as much of a cliff to learn it, I would say, as something like RimWorld or Dwarf Fortress. Uh, and it seems like you can play it as complex or as simply as you want. Like, I started with V64, and it felt like the balance and everything was very safe. Like, he was just kind of just wanting to make sure everybody had a good time while he was getting everything straightened out. Whereas this feels like Banished. Banished was kind of punishing, in the sense of if you let any little thing go for any amount of time, the whole thing would fall apart instantly. This is almost there. I'd say it's a bit more fair than Banished. Um, but I've already seen tryhards on some forums being like, well, 3K is nothing. I can get to 10K, no problem. Like, what are you even doing? And I guess there'll always be those kind of difficulty snubs, but I think it's about perfect. Difficulty and balance wise, like, I haven't seen anything so out of sorts or overpowering or exploitative yet, though I'm not really good at finding things like that. But I'll definitely use them if I can. Also, if anybody's checking this out that is a player, this is a custom made map. I went ahead, made sure I had two rivers because I wasn't sure about the water system, and I'm very unhappy with the water system personally. I just cannot get it to work correctly. I know there's some key bits of information that I'm missing. Like I discovered, you've got to make sure there's enough groundwater under the pump. Having it just next to a water source doesn't really count. They've got their own little system. And I finally found the overlay that shows where groundwater is. Um, so I'm going to be playing with that as much as I can to try and get some plumbing through the city for some baths. But what I got's been working. It is a mess and a half, aesthetics wise. So if anybody has that, like, I need everything to be congruent and symmetrical part of their brain, like, tearing open right now, I'm sorry. Just avert your eyes from the screen whenever we're up this high. You may not be able to watch this at all, actually. Oh, man. But yeah, the goal is to eventually expand to the second river and start using all of the river land for farmlands. Because getting the fertility up, I don't know, for some reason it's just something I have to do. So that's where we're going to expand at. And then I want to try and line both legs of the city with catapults on the walls to protect us. I'm trying to work on military. It keeps being the thing I keep forgetting. We've got a 3K population and only 318 troops. And I swear every time I get a raid, and I'll get one from 4 to 7%, almost like clockwork, every year or every other year. No matter how low 4 to 7% should seem to be, it just keeps happening. And that's just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the combat yet. The melee mechanics work pretty simply. If you ever played anything like a Total War game or whatever, it'll feel pretty similar, like a very simplified version of that, which is great. You get your formations and you get to line everybody up and issue different kinds of movement orders, but it's pretty like basic and simplified. I know I threw Total War out there, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can just kind of hop in like Bannerlord F1, F3, and if that's the way you want to play the game, you can. But the archers in this game and the catapults, I can't seem to get working right. Archers, I can't seem to tell where their firing line is, where their arc is, what the best position for them is. I've noticed a lot of positional glitches, like your troops will like go back and forth in a very glitchy manner when you've told them to attack a target, because it's like the pathfinding freaked out for a minute. But anyway, it's functional, and I'm pretty sure the battles and the overworld map are like the parts of the game that have the least polished and are the least developed yet, because it is beta, it is early access. So that makes total sense. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, and hopefully gives it a little more feedback, especially for the ranged troops. Because I definitely feel like I'm using them wrong and I don't know what I'm doing, and there's not a whole lot of info out for this game. Most of everything that's written out there is for like V6.3, V6.4. Some of it's been useful, a lot of it's been outdated, or is outdated at this point, I should say. But regardless, it may sound like I'm complaining, but I've put an ungodly amount of hours into this game. If you're somebody that's into games like Factorio, RimWorld, Dwarf Fortress, any of that, what I would call a complex system simulator, just systems upon systems, learning curves, depth, that'll keep you entertained forever. This is definitely one of those sit down to play at like 6 o'clock at night, and when you look up the next time, it's dawn. It just sucks you in. It's very compelling. It's very fun, which is the best thing a game can be. Oh, did get the end going. Wonder if we got any new reviews. Getting there, but not quite the marvel I was told it was. The city's laboratories are quite nice. Oh, now they're saying the labs are nice. They've been saying the labs were mediocre, and I haven't changed them since, so I wonder what makes them nice now.
Maybe because you're closer to things?
Do what now?
Because they're like, maybe because they're closer to the inn.
Well, yeah,
more,
accessibility matters. Like, they're gonna bitch about anything that's not right next to the inn, apparently. So that's why I got this cluster over here. This is like the model city for them to visit. But the labs themselves, they've said that they're mediocre, but now they're nice. So I don't get it. Maybe those other people were grumpy, because I haven't changed anything. Mechanicus Fortuna is a bit dirty, but no real sights to remember it by. I'm a human priest, and I talked to a fairy. Personally instructed me to go visit the labs. I'm not sure why. I could not find a vacant speaker anywhere. I got the speaker fixed. So these are
okay.
These are old. Let's see. They're quite nice, but there are more personal examples, such as in Stygash or Coladron. I wish I could go see these cities that had these nice labs. I wonder if that's a thing. Like, you have all these kingdoms around you, and they function, and they get stuff going, da-da-da-da. It'd be awesome to be able to click on them and see, like... Actually, I guess it'd be way easier to program them working in a simulated fashion than actually program them in a way that you could go look at. Let's see, bed was comfortable. The host, Whiskey Thalgar, was alert and vigilant to my needs. These are hilarious. They need a passover, like an editor needs to hit them, but they're pretty great. Bland place, nothing to write home about. No. Oh, finish something. Just a well. Okay. Pop some clay in it. Oh yeah, this is for the expansion. To go ahead and start. Alright, what food are we low on? Alright, we don't have eggs and we don't have mushrooms, and I really have no need to fix that. Like, I could put a giant iguana pasture out there, but I don't know. Food preference. That's going to be one of the things I do when I'm, like, stretching my happiness to its absolute limit. Trying to get all the immigration that I can to fill out my numbers to get to 10K, I feel like. Oh, and the happiness system was probably the biggest thing that kept me from getting anywhere in this game. I kept not being able to figure out, like, oh, well, why isn't everybody happy? What's this? How does this system work? When at first, it's just like, make sure they're fed. And then as you grow, excuse me, as you grow, it's like, well, now they need baths, and now they need barbers, and now they need libraries, and now they need education and universities, and it just keeps going. But you get to control that pace, which I think is just perfect. Alright, we got 703k for Denari, and still a 7% raid chance, even though I'm building a new infantry. Speaking of, I gotta get those guys squared away. Call this PFI because it's just going to be a bunch of poor fucking infantry. And they're going to go out front and distract the enemy basically while the other soldiers come around for the old hammer and anvil. And I desperately still try to figure out how to make archers work. Got a squad of Nandarians basically for rushing catapults and hitting flanks. Tilapia archers, I wish I could use them in a way that would be helpful to me. If anybody sees this, leave me a comment on how to use archers properly. Why doesn't it look like they're firing? How do you tell if they're firing? What's the best angle to hit your enemies from? It looks like they function on direct line of sight, which is cool. But one, tell me that. And two, make the feedback when you're seeing them fire, like, make it clear they're firing and where they're firing. We need some kind of lines for them or something. Maybe I'm just spoiled from freaking Total War. But it makes it really difficult to even tell if they're functioning. Much less doing any good. And if I'm hitting my own troops, like, that's definitely something I need to know. Like, you know, on the battlefield, if that's going down, there's going to be some guys going, bro, you're firing on us. Like, we should have some kind of indication for friendly fire. A way to avoid it. A clear way to target something. That's frustrating. But yeah, that's about the only qualm I have is with the military so far.
It's me. I'd be firing on my own people by accident.
I'm pretty sure I have. Like, I'm almost certain that I have. But at the same time, I'm only almost certain. um, I had been fighting like every single battle manually up until recently, and like there was one thing where like I think I manned a catapult and then hopped to the world screen and clicked on the thing to start the fight, and it had a really good auto calculate result, and I was just like, screw it, I'm so tired of fighting these bandits. You know, I wish that was a bit more optional, and then I learned there are ways to get out of combat in this game. I just didn't know what they were. Like, if you send gifts to your neighbors, they won't attack you. They'll think you're great. Some of them have issues with you trading with the other. That's fine. Just trade with one of them so the other one, or so that one doesn't get pissy, and then send some goods over to your former friends that you used to trade with, that you had to stop trading with, to make sure they don't get pissy and attack you for no reason one day, which these guys tried to do to me. And yeah, I don't have a standing force of like 700 and something soldiers. That's another reason why I kind of went Mono City, because like every time I simulated, I had, like, I started with these guys 3.8k and 1.2k, and I'm like, okay, that seems feasible. I'll get up there in a reasonable amount of time. I can start, taking an army out to go conquer. Like, these guys only have 250 soldiers. This would be my ideal city to go conquer next. Well, then these guys came along with their 5k city. They took over Laura before I could get to it. Which was its own kingdom, and I was going to be able to attack freely and da-da-da-da-da, but yeah, Narclo ruined my plans, and then I tried to buy Laura, and then these guys attacked me. And I didn't understand why. I thought it was a correlation, because I had bought Laura, but no, it was just because their opinion of me had dropped. Which, if you want to see a faction's opinion of you, go to this screen up here with your money and your science, go to factions, and then it'll be this smiley face plus 208. So that's our trade partner, Narcla, who we're just trading with because they will squash us if we don't. And it's almost present time for these guys, so they leave us alone. I'm buying a region off of them. But we'll give them some shut up Siltheon. What is it called? Scythalon. We'll give them some shut up Scythalon war. 59. Wait, did that go through? This is fiddly. Yeah, looks like, because I don't have any left. Alright, back to the city. Oh, I gotta get that grand arena going at some point. What is that? Is that a trader? Yeah? What are you leaving with? Why are you taking that way? I just get jacked.
I think you may have. What just happened?
I'm not real sure. He was leaving here with a truckload of something. I'm hoping it was coal that he bought from me. It kind of looked like it.
Okay, so can you check that?
Yeah, I can't select him. And honestly, I've lost him now, so it'd be like, where's Waldo? I have no idea where he went.
Oh god, okay.
I'm sure it's fine. I've got so much of a surplus for most things besides wood. I'm sure it'll be fine. Got some finished buildings. Ooh, that brewery's up. That's gonna be a drain on my grain. Alright. I may have to switch that over to fruits, actually. I just gotta watch my fruit, because the last time I had a brewery go full blast on turning fruit into drinks, we had babies go starving. So we don't want that.
Right.
Always keep fruit in your city, or if you have a human nursery or a tilapia nursery. Or bad things will ensue. Luckily, we avoided that. But, you can always throw an import on, just make sure you do it with enough time to get the food to the trader to the warehouse to the baby. I gotta start working on my shrines, but I cannot get my damn carpenters. Time for a pardon, apparently.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We got today. Let me guess.
Let's check the prisons. Disrespect. That's kind of my favorite. Like, that one and flashing are just the best. It's like, you're
in... got prison for disrespect.
Mm-hmm. You're in jail for disrespect. Like, we can't have that.
No.
If I'm doing a fascist evil playthrough, then sure.
Yeah.
Also, pro tip, if you're looking for a boost of happiness and you're playing humans, Dendarians, and I think Talapis, you can manually pardon one of your prisoners, and it counts towards the fulfillment of your law/government. It's like one of the ways that I keep fluctuating my own immigration, because if no one's been pardoned, they're just like chilling. Nobody wants to immigrate, but they're not super unhappy, so it's like a neutral state almost. But yeah, then you go pardon somebody, and boom, look, everybody's happy but the Praetorians about it, and they get over it because they're Praetorians. They're just happy to be there. Mostly, as long as you don't execute people, then they're not so happy to be there. Next thing I gotta do, I do want to finish my fancy roads at some point. It's gonna take a while because the Grand Arena and them are using the same resource. And I also want to get my army supply under control because this is a mess. So I do want to fix that. So we'll go ahead and do a quick pause.
Alright, I will be right back. I'm just going to go to the washroom real quick.
That's alright. I'm going to build a supply depot. Alright, so it's drink, rations, clothes, 2 kinds of armor, swords, shields, bows, warhammer, falcons, or whatever those are called. Falcata. Yeah, we'll see that if that's enough. And what's the least valuable thing I have here? Warhammers, so we're going to delete you and see what happens to the warhammer. They just go on the ground. Awesome. Delete all this shit. Make my warehouses freak out. Ain't had nothing to do in a while, I'm sure. I did get attacked by a city when I experimented with buying the other city, and when that happened, I tried to mobilize an army and do all that stuff, and there was a lot more to it than I thought. So yeah, preparation is key. If you know what you're doing, it's really easy ahead of time to get it all set up. And if you're doing it under the gun because you just got suddenly declared war upon, really sucks. You don't have enough time. And that's kind of the point. It's definitely not going to be like real life, but army that gets there first and is ready to go while the other one isn't is going to win. Oh, and speaking of shoring up the military, need another one of these going. Yeah, that'd be fine. And who died? Murdered. Ah, crap. Also, why no archery upgrades? Like at all? You just unlock the archery range and unlock bows, and that's it. No bonuses to training or anything like that. Thought that was kind of weird. There we go. Alright, do the rounds on the rooms. Okay. Oh, it's just all these, okay. This, yeah. Yeah, I didn't really want to auto-employ. Only one. Pop. I'm not in a great big hurry. Alright, so we'll just do them in order, I guess. Clothes, drinks, rations, avocado, bow, because I'm weird like that. We got 23, how are we doing on labs? Labs are all full, time for new labs.
Hey, Woody.
Oh, snap. How old is this game? It's pretty new. I'm so sorry I missed you, bro. Yeah, it's recent. It's still in early access technically. This is the beta for the early access. If you buy the game, you won't automatically play this version. You still gotta opt in, which is also weird because, man, I wouldn't want anybody to see version 6.4 after making this. This is brilliant. 6.4, I was kind of like, this looks a little rough. Some of these systems are a little jank. This, though, this is pretty brilliant. But yeah, I know you don't like stressful games, Woody, and this one you can play as chill as you want to. It's a little stressful when you don't know what you're doing, but it's super chill once you do.
6.4 was like when it didn't look like the pictures had faces.
Oh, they definitely have faces, darling. They were just rough.
Like, yeah, but that was 6.4 though, when it looked super rough.
Yeah, that was 6.4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was, I was like, good lord. Caught me by surprise. But yeah, he apparently had a pixel artist come in and do a pass for the 6.5 release, and it shows, and it's awesome. I'm so out of room. Oh, God. I had to build another asylum because humans go crazy. Yay.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
That means my science is stuck. Which is not good.
If they go crazy?
No. The humans will naturally go crazy in this game. It's one of their things.
Okay, so your screen's a little zoomed.
Oh. Weird.
I didn't even notice that.
How do I fix that?
That would be an OBS thing.
Oh, great. The thing I can't figure out how to do. And hey, sorry about that, Ilya, and thank you for the heads up. I'm still new to this. Let's see if I can... That looks like it's doing it. What a goof.
Oh, there we go.
Look a little better?
Looks a little better, yep. There we go. That's better. I can see everything now.
Good. Yeah, sorry about that. That'd probably be why Woody was asking. How old is this game? Because it was so zoomed in, it probably looked like 8-bit pixel art. Eeh.
Maybe, Thank you for that heads up, Ilya.
Indeed.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, I didn't want to put the game in a bad light either. It's properly pretty for the aesthetic it is. Like, it's like not graphically amazing or anything, but I think when you have a game that's got this much crap going on under the hood, you tend to not make them graphically like out there. Alright, what do I got next? Let's see.
That was totally on me though, babe. I didn't tell you it was zoomed because I'm used to seeing it like that.
Okay. I mean, it's no big deal. I'm just glad somebody said something.
Yeah, I would have had I realized it.
Yeah, no worries.
You're missing out today, by the way.
Oh, am I?
Mom made homemade chicken soup.
Oh, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so getting all these army supply depots queued up and stacked up, because if you want to move an army in the world, they all have to have supply chains. So basically, you build one of these, you man it with somebody, you let them fill it up, and then when you recruit and build an army, send it out into the world, they have all the supplies they need, you can go campaigning. Apparently. I haven't really made it that far with the military yet. Alright, I've got to get started on this expansion because we are out of room over here. Food-wise, we look okay, so I'll start building the labs and the rest. And go ahead and slow it down because our science is taking kind of a nosedive. Is that just all these? Nope, these two. Crap. Workers didn't take a hit. It's just spreading out the training, looks like. And they're still working on the regular training yard. Troop-wise, probably need to do a bit more recruiting for our poor fucking infantry. Oof, not 20 at a time. Alright. So, everything needs a hearth, everything needs a well. And I need to remember how to use the controls. Oh, and everything needs a janitor. I wish they'd call that a maintenance guy, but I guess wherever the devs from, they call them janitors.
What's the economy of the town based on right now? What is your economy, babe?
Spaghetti Junction. I built a map because I'm learning the game with every resource so that I could just play with every industry. So, yeah. It is the hottest of messes. I'm trying to oversaturate everything so I can end up buying stuff, but mainly I'm just playing with the toy box. All the different aspects of all the different industries and all that stuff. I just love how all the systems work, so I'm just trying to play with everything. And it's a mono city. I haven't gotten any regions because of starting out next to such big bruisers with like 3 to 5K. Still don't really know how to use my military to the best of my ability, or to the best the game lets me, I should say. Don't really understand all the systems quite yet. So. And I am by no means an expert. Convert that. Not later. Anyway, I was over here. I got distracted.
I have never heard it called a spaghetti junction before.
Here in Atlanta, or around Atlanta, we have a system of highways that just spill into and out of the city, and it's called Spaghetti Junction. That's what this place feels like. It's also a lot of Factorio players, when they'll build a factory and everything's just going everywhere. Yeah, it's kind of a spaghetti operation. Whatever. Oh, crap, what was
so we drove on that? Did we drive on that?
Drive what?
The Spaghetti Junction?
No. No, I don't think you could pay me. Now, I don't know, we might have gone through a leg of it or outside of it going to the airport, but I'm not sure. But no, most people try to avoid it like the plague. It's pretty bad. Alright, we need restaurant, tavern, housing. Get your together. Alright, so go ahead and line these up. Can we just... Yeah, cool. And, let's see, what are we low on? We're low on fish, but... Man, I don't want to use farmland for fishing land. Oh, hold on. Right. There we go. Alright. And pumps. Still can't get pumps going. And let's see. What else?
You can't get a what going?
And the water pumps. Like, okay. I know that they stack. You're supposed to be able to put a bunch of pumps onto a canal, culvert, stuff like that. Run the water into the city, and I got that set up. But I had a bunch of pumps up here, and they, for some reason, even though we're right next to this water source, didn't have 100% groundwater.
Okay.
So, like, the ones up here were only like 50, 60%. These were 100%. But with 4 or 5 pumps... Shit. Damn middle mouse button. I went from having water here, and it just got to, like, here. And I don't know, that seems kind of weak for 4 pumps. Like, 4 pumps should definitely get me to here, I would think. But, yeah. And with all the money that you put into mechanize them, too, like upgrades, it cuts them down to 2 workers. But I don't know if it upgrades the pressure, and that seems like... I mean, honestly, if we're putting machinery into it, the only thing that should be on it is a janitor, in my opinion. But, I don't know. He wanted to make it a labor pool. So, yeah. So it is. the science number is giving me anxiety, so I'm going to go ahead and get that going. Need a guard post. Well, let me go ahead and do just a big one, I guess. That'll be for the humans. And then longhouse, wood.
Sorry.
For what?
I just knocked like something off my desk.
Yeah, it does. It does bug me, man. Like, I bet he'll tweak it in the future because most of the people that I've seen talk about the water pressure thing, nobody's really happy with it. It's just not fun. It doesn't really, like, I don't think it's there yet. Just needs another pass. Also, I have no idea what to do with lakes and ponds. The moats seem to be like if you're doing like an evil playthrough or like a despot playthrough or whatever. But yeah, I don't know what else to do with it. Just sticking to a river seems way better. I guess if you're doing a playthrough where you don't have a river, then you gotta start getting creative with it. So that'll be the next couple cities. See what it's like in a cold environment, see what it's like in a desert environment. But yeah, with this being my first one and just learning the game, I'm having so much fun having just access to a little bit of everything. The toy box experience, if you will. Let's see. Gotta get something going. No, I just need to speed up. Everything's fine, immigration's fine, everybody's happy. Oh, we got some homelessness. There is an overlay for homelessness, but I just found it today, and I'm not sure how it works. So is light blue bad? Is white bad? I don't get it. Yellow. Okay. That's the only thing I see that's a different color besides blue, so I'm gonna assume blue is good and yellow is bad. Alright, so the baker needs a home. Oh, I've got the housing upgrades, never mind. Let me get out of this overlay. Let's see. All you guys should be able to get upgrades if I've got the materials. And I'm out of wood, so yeah. Also, woodcutters. What the hell? Biggest drain of labor. How it works is that buildings in yellow have homeless workers. There we go. Okay, so yeah, yellow was bad. Blue is good. Got it. Woodcutters also feel very, very not fun or useful. They just feel like a big labor drain. Like, at this point, I've just considered tearing down the foresters and just doing these manual cuts over and over again. They keep me from suddenly running out, kind of, but only kind of. Alright. Oh, that was that. Okay. Oh yeah, I need some workforce. Get you guys in here. Praetorians, y'all are cool. I always like more Dundarians, even though y'all are racist. And Talapis, y'all are cool, even though y'all are racist. I really got to figure out like a better way to segregate people if I want to like push happiness up. But they seem to be alright as long as everything else is okay. Importing most. Oh yeah, if you got a densely populated city and you've built over your forests, which I could see I've done a bunch already, and I could see myself doing on like a other kinds of maps, and screwing myself out of having trees anymore. The import system, I was a little confused about it at first, but once I figured out what the meters did and how you can control how much you import and export, and how those bars relate to your capacity, that I didn't get that at all at first. But once you get it down, no, it's quite fun. You can just tweak everything. It's like, yeah, I want to make sure I have like 3,000 coal at all times. So anything else I get, sell that. It just didn't feel very intuitive to just figure it out at first. Alright, I got exposures. Where you guys at? Do I only have the one well here? Well, it's been a minute since I've upgraded. I got one there, one there. Probably need to put one down there at the bottom. I have been getting random heat deaths here and there, which sucks. A little one. I'm assuming if her house was hard to get to, or she didn't have one, rather, that would be the case too. Did I not upgrade that? Oh yeah, because I had to go on a wood cutting spree. Some basements. More and more basements. And we'll go for second floors. Should be able to go ahead and... Oh wow, yeah. So you got a little stairway going up and a little stairway going down. That's neat. Alright. It's a very clever indicator to additional floors without like having to use assets and stuff. Well, besides the little staircases. Alright, back to the expansion. Sorry for being a scatterbrain. But yeah. And we need a warehouse up here. General ones I should be able to copy. God, this place is such a mess. I got a little bit of everything. Perfect. It's a bit cramped. That'd be alright. Definitely a function over form kind of deal. I'll make pretty stuff when I get good at the game. Oh, everybody's mood is kind of meh. Must be time for a pardon. Alright, vandalism, vandalism, more vandalism. Theft. I like to keep the thieves imprisoned. I haven't pardoned Talapis in a while. There we go. And, oh, finished the building. What did we finish? Oh, well, have some clay. And people are improving. Cool. Oh, wow. That was the shortest lived pardon boost ever. That means I'm running out of happiness. Luckily, I'm not running out of workers, though. So, that's fine. If immigration wants to stall a little bit for now, we're okay. How are we doing on resources? Leather's getting low. Furniture is still low. Gotta get more science. More science for more efficient woodworking. Please and thank you. I should have set a hauler up for some stone over here. Oh well. That's the other cool thing. It's like, yeah, I want to do all this stuff now, but you don't have to. You can just be patient and chill. Just let it go. As long as everything's stabilized, you don't have any like shortages that are necessary. You got all your facilities set up so everybody can drink water, get warm, eat. Oh crap, speaking of restaurant and tavern. But we're going to go into planning mode so they actually finish some of this. Because I'm just slapping stuff down faster than my workforce can haul the goods over there to build them. Which is a bonehead move on my part. Let's see. Restaurants. Bob's Banging Chicken Wings. Actually, it's probably going to be more like a Eidolon sausage and gravy station or something, knowing me. There will be biscuits and gravy in my Roman Empire. You can rest assured. Let's see. Build it out of... No, build it out of stone because we're saving cut stone up for the Grand Arena. Because I want to see how that works. What the hell else was there? Got the tables, got the stuff. I feel like I'm forgetting something for some reason. Oh yeah, that pillar. So I'm gonna pay extra. There we go. Never want to pay the extra materials cost. And a tavern. Probably want to get a food stall up quickly. I think we need one of the big ones. There we go. That one can activate because they'll build it quicker than they will all the rest of this jazz. And back to grab the markets. Little markets. And activate that as well. Alright, get to it, y'all. And then I'm gonna have to put in light, put in awe, put in harmony, put in food. Well, more food. And tavern. Keep forgetting tavern.